Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Friday, December 15th, 2023. My furry co-host, Chloe, who hasn't been doing too well lately, but is having a little better day today, would like to talk to you about a non-political topic. There is discussion, and has been for years, about our timeline having a split. And there are those that say that split is happening even as I make this video. So I wanted to share with you a compilation if the concept is new to you, or just one that you can review and make sure that you're grounded in the topic if you're interested in it. And then we'll see what the universe wants to inform us by way of the tarot cards. 1 second while I go to a compilation. I believe it's one of the better compilations I've made, and I'll share it with you. And if, like I said, you can review it at your leisure. And if it's concept, the timeline split is something you're familiar with, you can see if you agree with this information, if it adds to what you already had, or if, as I thought, it would be a nice introduction for people that are starting to consider the topic. Okay, and the Facebook link will be in the video description box for you. Let's see what I've got here. I used a graphic that was from newearthcenter.org. I made sure I didn't use the entire picture because I didn't want to infringe on copyright. But here we have the splitting of the timelines, raising awareness for a quantum shift in consciousness. It's not a new article. It was done in 2020, but it's well written. It'll only take you a few minutes to read. Boom, there's the end of it. And it's a nice introduction to the concept. They talk about how we're in a 3D reality. Don't think of D as dimensional. Think of it as a density, okay? Just like atmospheric densities changes or water density changes as you raise or lower. So think of it that way. Then next, on my compilation, I have this short video, less than 1.5 minutes. Okay. And I thought it was really good. It talks about how the earth itself is going through changing its vibration and its frequency. If you've been watching the Schumann resonance charts, there have been changes for several years. The earth, that's the heartbeat of the earth, and it has been increasing. So I personally believe what I've read, that the earth was artificially restrained from a growth and ascension process that it would naturally follow too, just like we as individuals or the human race do, that there were some artificial constraints that were put on us and that those have been removed. So there is an increase in frequency and a change in density. Kind of interesting to think of, huh? Okay. Next up, here was a posting of pretty much how the timeline split is happening. Liberty, Justice for All on Anonup has this, and it came originally from a creator on X. Okay, that the 3D Earth and 5D Earth are, as it splits, look here, 5D is going to be more of an awakening, knowledge, abundance, peace, and love, whereas the 3D will continue to be in this kind of matrix that includes some ignorance, a lack, suffering, and war is going to remain kind of a constant in that reality. Conflict and the warmongering, the profiteering from it is kind of continuing. You'll notice as I ask questions of the tarot, quite frequently now I ask about the timeline I'm on. It's acknowledging that there are others, that there may be a coming divergence of them. And I want to know about the one I'm on, because I'll tell you right here in full transparency, I am consciously and of my own free volition asking to be part of an ascension timeline, a growth timeline, positive outcome timeline. So I want to have information on this. I kind of know what's going to happen here. And sometimes that's why I hesitate to tackle a few topics, because I can see very clearly off the top of my head, think of 15-minute cities. They're going to roll out here with transporter capabilities and just beautiful, like Mr. T said, freedom cities. And here they're going to be a way to shackle and control and remove rights and freedoms. So again, two different outcomes of a somewhat similar topic. Okay. Now, the next item here on my next comment and last one here, Carrie K on YouTube had about a month ago a good timeline split, deep dive question and answer session. It's 31 minutes and her YouTube content is free of charge. If you'd like to listen to it, I just want to say that I've gotten a lot of value from her over the years, but you only access free content. So, and that's, sometimes I will highlight a creator that has a mix. And indeed, Carrie does. She has her own website and a subscription service. But again, this is on YouTube. It's free of charge. And I found it fairly interesting. So let's go to the tarot part of this video. And let's ask the universe to give us some insights and information about this timeline split theory and see what the universe wants us to know. I'm going to have to move a cat who doesn't want to move. I'm so glad she's having a better day. I really don't want to move her. I think she can recognize that. And I'll move her in a minute and then we'll work with cards and see what the universe wants us to know. 1 second. Okay, again, we're looking for insights and information about the concept of timeline splits. Let's see what the universe wants us to know. If there's a yes or no element to this, it is there truth to that theory? And insights and information to be shared at this time. Now, before I pick these up, I want to talk about something. I'm not going to move them in any way. I'm just going to, when I split the cards, there's 78 cards in the tarot deck, and I try to have my splits be somewhat uniform. So there's at least 20, probably more cards, up to 25 in each of these piles. I always work from the middle card for your peace of mind, and I'm a creature of habit. To my way of thinking, these two decks on side number 1 and number 3 are irrelevant. And I know that quite often I pick this up and go here. But since my most extensive card layout that I use in videos uses, well, with a comparison one, I've used up to 15, but with the Kachina knife spreads, it's 7, 9, or 11. I always have enough in this middle pile to handle anything that I'm going to be speaking about or getting insights from the universe without worrying about these. So I realize I've made a habit sometimes of putting it back here, which just puts it back where it was. But that was because, to my way of thinking, these are irrelevant piles. I will try in the future to remember to go this way. So those of you that are watching, as you should, for shenanigans with card readers, don't have that worry. But understand again, since the most extensive card use I'll have is way less than this middle pile has, I've just never worried about it. So I just want to make sure that the middle one is on top when I start working with the cards. And the middle one is on top, and let's go see what the universe wants us to know about this topic. Okay, we have the 9 of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands, Temperance, the 10 of Wands, the 4 of Pentacles, the Magician, and Ace of Wands. We've got a hard yes, guys, from the universe, letting us know that this theory of timeline splitting, even if we don't know how it will roll out or all the minutia about it, it is a thing. It is going to be happening. Now, I'm going to share some other insights, and then we'll look at elements of the cards that maybe say that. Okay, first of all, we need to know that there has been a deliberate pacing to this split. I'm going to move the cards down a little bit, but they'll still be in their same positions, just so that Temperance's head is in the in the frame. And first of all, the universe is excited about what's happening for Earth and the human race, as it should be, as we all should be. Okay, it's been a long endeavor, and the split is almost upon us or almost complete. Now, if it's going to roll out with some overlap, like that article I had in my compilation, talked about how for a time 3D and 5D may actually kind of coexist. I'm not getting any insights about that. But it's upon us. Yes, it's going to happen. It's almost done. It's a beautiful thing, nothing to worry about, but we are part of making it manifest. Now let's look at why I'm saying that. Okay, so the situation with the question I posed to the universe was indicated by the Nine of Pentacles, which is a card of independence, so, and abundance. So we are coming to a time where when this happens, yes, we've gotten independence and freedom. We've gotten freed from some artificial constraints, absolutely. And we've got a beautiful future to look forward to with the Four of Wands. That is it's a teamwork card. It's a loving connections card. It's a no worries, celebrate card. Now, I said that it rolled out a little slower than maybe it could have because the universe was trying to give as many people the possibility to make a conscious decision to be part of an ascension process so that it would be as inclusive as possible. And in my way of thinking, what it's telling us is it's not just those that consciously say, yes, I want to ascend, but those that have a heart and a lifestyle that embodies love and kindness. They don't have to necessarily make that conscious. They may write all this off as new age hoo-ha, but if their heart and their faith and their life is such that they would be welcome there, they would thrive there, they're going there. Don't worry about it. Absolutely. We're also getting don't worry about whatever result happens, because it's not that any are going to be forsaken or abandoned. It's just that they're going to be on a timeline that allows them to continue with their growth process at a rate they are comfortable with, that they can deal with. Okay, the manifestation card, the Magician, is the ultimate manifester. He is our biggest insight card here. So yes, it's going to happen. Okay, and we are part of making it manifest. The more of us that have this conscious readiness, the faster it's been coming upon us. The near future, again, were we told that there was some teamwork, absolutely, on this, in freeing our earth and our possibilities and all that's going on with this entire process. There's been care taken to not overextend what humans can deal with, assimilate, and incorporate into their being and the earth itself. So there has been care taken, and we need to continue that care. In other words, we don't have to push ourselves at a pace that's uncomfortable for us, because we're going to choose a learning style and assimilation style that is comfortable and that takes us on this path of growth. So no worries about that. And even those that remain on a 3D path, I think their world is going to have, even though that 3D split I showed you and that one graphic does talk about war and what have you, I do think that that's the timeline where there's still going to be value in having things roll out like Nasara. And there's going to be ways that 3D timeline is made more comfortable so that people can have less care about basic survival and begin to work on those skills and that are needed to be an ascension path. So they'll have every opportunity to. Now, will everyone take advantage of every opportunity? Probably not. We are contrary sometimes, this human race of ours, but no worries about them. They will when they're ready. Okay, a few more cards. Oh, the 17th Major Arcana shows up with the Star card. Love and possibilities are endless, and as this rolls out, so another beautiful card here. And then the Six of Pentacles, just saying again, I was just speaking about how the universe has taken some care that even on a 3D timeline, there's going to be some generosity and improvement of their lives and existence. So again, it's not like anybody's falling into an abyss of any sort. It's just going to be that they're on one that more suits them. Okay. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And our last card is the Knight of Wands. What I'm getting from these last two cards especially is a reassurance that there is, with the Queen here, she always embodies security and generosity. Again, that care has been taken for both timelines, that they both will be an improved path to be on from what we've had as we were artificially kept in this 3D reality without that possibility. And the Knight of Wands is, I think, indicating that the universe is just gung-ho and ready for this to unfold in full. So I love it. I'm glad I asked this question. Let's do a quick recap. We were asking the universe, is there truth to that theory that the timelines are splitting? We got a very definite yes with the Ace of Wands. And then the other cards that ensued talked about how there would be, and that we are part of making that timeline manifest. Absolutely, those of us that have chosen to be part of that process, consciously. And then there were some reassuring cards that the pacing of this timeline split has been as loving as possible so that people could fit and be part of whatever timeline they most naturally fit in, that there would be an improved quality of life in either one. Nobody's falling off into doom and gloom and sadness. So that was kind of nice that they're both going to be an improvement over what has been up to now the status quo with the artificial constraints that have been placed on our DNA, on our human race, on our earth. So both places are going to a better place, and there is the growth opportunity is going to be available for all, but they will, because we are a free will universe, choose the pace that's right for them, and we have to honor that and allow that. And so that's what we got from the cards. Very, very interesting. So the concept is true. Now, do we know all the particulars? No, we don't. And I often remind people that prophecy fulfills in very surprising ways. So, but we got a reassurance that even if we're surprised, we're going to be pleased, that it's been done lovingly and very judiciously for the betterment of all, whether people are hopping on that 5D line and heading towards having light bodies and unique capabilities that used to only be seen in our movie superheroes, or a 3D timeline where people live in a way that they're more accustomed to, and but maybe with a little less care about daily survival needs, so that they too can have a path of growth that works for them. That's it for this video. If you'd like to stay around for a quick afterward, you may, but it has nothing to do with current events or timelines or anything else. It's about Chloe. Okay. I thank you for your time and your attention. I don't take you for granted, and I appreciate that you choose to spend some of your precious time with me. Until next time, I send you love and light and wish for you everything bright. Okay, now for those of you that have been watching for a while and you read my posts and kind of see what I'm saying on Facebook and things like that, we've kind of become a tribe, a family of our own. And I shared on Facebook that Chloe was having a really rough day a few days ago. I didn't think I was losing her that night, but I have had to face the reality that Chloe, she's in her 17th year. She is definitely in decline. She is. And she doesn't seem to be in pain, but she is in decline. And she's not eating enough to maintain her weight. So she's had a decrease of appetite and other things that just tell me, but she still loves me. She still wants to be loved on by me. She still does enjoy some food. She drinks her water and she can make it to the litter box. So she's slowing down, and her time isn't all that long with us, I don't think. But just as we do with anyone who's towards the end of their life, there's some days are bad and some days are a little bit better. Just kind of have a reality that this transition is going to happen to her in the not too distant future. And so I will keep you informed if you're interested. And just know that it's my personal belief that she and I have been together before and will be together again. But when you're getting ready to say goodbye for your time on this reality, it's can be a little bit tough. So, but she doesn't seem to be in pain, and that's going to be one of my big watches that I do, that I've done with previous loved for family members, when they have chronic pain that you can't do anything about, or with the case of one I had years before Chloe, she was in decline, and the third day she refused food. That was kind of the marker for her. So it's individual for each one. But right now, as you saw, she bombed the video. She wanted food. She's having a little better day, still sleeping most of it away. And her favorite spot, turn the camera a little bit. In fact, she's back in it now. Okay, is right there. And another thing that tells me her time is short, and I think she is trying to get ready for the transition. The last 2 nights, for the first 2 nights of her entire life, she chose not to be in bed with me. I don't thrash around, and half the queen size bed is where the cats are welcome, and they've always slept. In the last 2 nights, she hasn't. And I've got a bench there, so she has no problem getting up to it. And in the morning, she comes up and says hello and wants to be petted, but she's choosing not to sleep with me. So I think in her own little way, she is trying to get herself ready to move on without me, because we're on a different path here for a short time. So that's the Chloe update, the Chloe philosophy that I have in my heart that I'm sharing with you. Please don't criticize it if you feel a different way about your furry family members. Okay, but if you're interested and this was of value to you, I thought I'd share it with you. So until next time, for those of you that stayed till now, I again wish you love and light and everything bright.